Alright. We have finally arrived to the second map. Finally. I feel like it's been centuries, but we have arrived. We got a close-up of this beautiful neigh. Beautiful nag. Look at the smile. Look at the smile. We're just trotting along the countryside. Trotting along the countryside.
Nice. Zach ain't gonna see ya. He's got an important visit.
Long last.
At long last.
What's this? The gate's wide open.
Watered, fed, saddled, first thing. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Move along. Get to work.
Greetings. What's your business here?
The blessing of our Lord Jesus Christ, sir. I expect you're Peter Pisek. I am Jan Žižka of Trocnov. I have an important message for your guest, Hinek of Kunstadt. Actually, for you two.
A message for the Dry Devil.
Well now, Captain Žižka and young Henry.
Margrave Jobs.
Sir,
I'm afraid your friend Hinek is no longer here. I'd love to know what brought you two together. But also, what the hell happened to you?
Well, sir...
Unfortunately, I'm otherwise occupied at the moment. Get some rest. You're clearly in dire need of it. We'll talk tomorrow. Sir Peter, please, take care of our guests.
Yes, sir.
Let's go!
he's all we needed.
You must be tired and hungry after your journey. Follow me.
I could go
You
for
have
something
a
to eat
very
now.
fine fortress, my lord.
You don't?
Didn't see that one coming, eh? Oh, fuck that!
Life in a fortress isn't ideal for a man. With my experience.
And with your fortune.
That gets worryingly smaller every day, Lord Trotslot.
Hardly surprising if you're putting up the Margrave here.
No, that's more down to his Hungarian cousin, if you get my meaning.
Perfectly, my lord.
Excuse me, bruh.
My apologies.
So where the fuck's my soup, dude?
And I wasn't expecting more guests. I wouldn't want to give the impression that I'm feeding you with leftovers.
Not to worry, Sir
This is
Peter.
bullshit, dude. I'll take this
The
thing.
leftovers from the Margrave's table is still a banquet for us. For me, at least.
This is an insult, dude. Give me a roast chicken leg. Look at that nourishment. 99. Absolutely perfect.
But I'm just a village girl.
I wouldn't have thought it, good wife.
Oh,
Get some
you
wine.
would, sir. But don't concern yourself. I don't mind it.
I'm sorry.
The last few weeks we've been sharing dry bread and stewed.
Eat whatever takes your fancy, my friends. You look like you've had a hard journey.
The journey wasn't so bad, especially compared to what came before it.
Where are you coming from, anyway?
From Trusky.
That's Sir Otto von Burgo's domain. What were you doing there, pray tell?
We were in a castle cellar, talking to an old acquaintance.
My God, how did that happen?
Simple. I'm in the service of Lord Sokol of Lamberg, same as Dry Devil. And I had a job to do around Trusky, if you get my meaning.
Absolutely. But it wasn't much of a success, was it?
Actually, it was pretty much. We even took a castle.
Well, more like a small stronghold.
And we nearly got von Berghoff, too.
And what prevented you from completing that righteous deed?
Markvart von Aulis.
I know that name. He's the commander of the Prague militia.
Exactly. And they came with him.
But why would the Praguers send forces to Trotsky?
But they didn't, sir. They weren't sent to Trusky, but here. They just stopped off to visit von Berghoff because he was in a tight situation, and they took him along with them.
Here? To my fortress? Christ almighty.
Not just here, but everywhere where King Wenceslas still has supporters.
And that's also one of the reasons why we're here. We came to warn you. It seems Sigismund's run out of patience. He's going to break the truce and finish off the rebellion while he still has time. So he's convened all his followers in Kuttenberg with von Berghoff and von Orlitz in the lead. It's just a matter of time before the battles begin.
We've got to secure the fortress quickly, stock up on supplies, reinforce the guard and drill the troops. But I'm grateful to you, friends. Wait here. I'll have the best wine I have brought to you. Bring that red from Burgundy right away.
You might want to save some for
Bring the red
Jobst.
from Burgundy.
I'll gladly risk his displeasure for this occasion.
It seems we both have the same opinion of Jobst, eh?
Well, that is, I wouldn't dream of disrespecting the Margrave. Where do you know him from?
I don't really know him as such. We merely know each other due to my original trade.
Yes, I've heard of you. They say you used to be, well...
Yes, a bandit. It's no secret, sir. King Wenceslas even put a price on my head once. And Catherine here, she...
I'm sure that's of no interest to the noble gentleman. And anyway, if anyone knows Jobst well, it's Henry here. You two are quite on friendly terms, aren't you?
Margrave Jobst. But what are you talking about? We ain't friends.
Well, we only met once, in fact.
Or must I play along?
When he came to see
What's
Lord
going on here?
Hanush in Rattay.
Anyway, we're straying a little from the point. As I said, one of the reasons we came here is to warn you. And the other reason goes by the name of Hinek, the Dry Devil. Where is he?
Well,
The Dry
he was
Devil.
here for a while, at my invitation.
Was here? So he's gone?
Where did he go?
I couldn't say. He didn't part quite on the best of terms.
That's quite normal for him. Don't take it to heart, sir.
I had no issue with him. It's more about Margrave Jobst. When he met Hinek, he was somewhat disturbed.
Disturbed? Why?
Well, let's say, after an exchange of opinions, they agreed it would be best if they saw as little of each other as possible. I'm sure if you're interested in the details, the Margrave will explain it to you himself.
I'd be very surprised.
What was Dry Devil doing here, anyway?
Waging war, if you can call it that. He ambushed 3 of Sigismund's supply caravans and a troop of Cumans in these parts alone. It made me a little nervous. If anyone found out he was hiding out here, in the end, it was Jobst himself who sorted it out. He told Hynek he had to stop because he was interfering with his plans.
What do you think about all of this, sir? Sigismund, Wenceslas, Jobst?
What kind of question is that? Do you doubt my loyalty to our king?
No, that's not how I meant it.
Henry here sometimes forgets to weigh his words, sir.
That's all right. To be frank, we all know that King Wenceslas isn't the great man his father Charles was. But that is the way of the world. History is full of kings who didn't know how to wear the crown. The blood running in their veins is more important than what's in their heads. He's not a capable ruler. What of it? In my opinion, kingship is above all a guarantee of divine peace.
Of a mustache
a sovereign's greatest asset is his legitimacy.
But what if the sovereign is truly bad? If he's mad, say?
I'll put it this way.
Sir Peter.
Nobody lives forever, lad.
Least of all bad kings. Isn't that right, sir?
Why is Jobst taking such risks? He almost put himself in Sigismund's reach. What for?
To do what he's been doing all his life. Scheming.
One could put it that way. He's seeking allies amongst the undecided lords, and winning over to our side some of the ones who've sided with Sigismund so far.
He wants to make deals with turncoats?
Alas, that's the way it goes in politics. The majority lean towards the side where they expect the least problems. Just between us, I'm not too pleased myself about Jobst's strategy, and I'm the last one who'd wish for violence.
So, what about us? What do we do now?
The Margrave will certainly want to talk to you, but the earliest he'll be back at the fortress will be tomorrow. I hope until then, you won't refuse my offer of a bed for the night.
Just an offer. So you'd let us leave if we wanted to?
Well, the Margrave did ask me to look after you until he returns, for the sake of security.
Whose security?
Good question. Yours, I expect.
So be it. I couldn't take another step anyway.
Sir, there's still one more thing we came for. Lord von Bergov is holding my lord, Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, hostage. And we also have to warn Jobst's ally, John of Liechtenstein. Do you know anything about those two?
Well, sorry, I don't. I didn't even know von Bergau had come here until you told me. And I've heard nothing about Lord Liechtenstein.
Which is actually good news. If he'd been caught and executed, the word would be all over the region.
Lord of Liechtenstein.
So there's a strong hope he's alive.
Thank you for the warm welcome, Lord Pisek.
It's the least I could do, lad. My fortress is open to all the king's supporters, even if that does make it a bit crammed.
All right.
I suppose I ought to get to bed. Where can I sleep, sir?
I had some chambers prepared for all of you. Yours is right here in the palace. Cross that corridor and go up the stairs. You can't miss it. There's a garland above the door. But first, eat your fill. All of you. And maybe you'd like to bathe before going to bed. I told my servant Susanna to prepare baths for you. The baths are in the little house in the courtyard, right next to the well.
Ooh. Can't wait to check out our room, bruh. A proper bed, not sleeping on a haystack. Okay, let's go to the bath. Susanna, he said. Maid. Susanna.
Lord Pisek said we could have a bath here?
Yes, sir. I prepared the hot water and fragrant oils myself. And I'll wash your clothes as well.
Thank you.
You needn't thank me, sir. And now, If you'll allow me, I'll help you undress.
Ooh. What you grinding up there? Okay. Let's go see our room. Look at this fireplace, that is beautiful. Sleep and save. This is not your bed. Well, thank fuck. Look at this shitty window. Nah, bro. Our room better have a view. Here we go. Upstairs. Oof. And this is a fucking joke, dude. Nice fireplace, but look at this, dude. Shitty windows, dude. I know it's a fortress, but I mean, come on. Just get a sneak peek, I guess. Oh, don't even fuck around. Oh my god. And you can lean out, dude. Look at this. Look at this. They just knew. They just knew. Blessed. Blessed with a... Excuse me. I'm about to cry. Blessed with an absolute view. A beautiful window. Can even lean out. Look at this, dude. Henry? Yes, hold on. Let the people know, Henry. Let the people know what you think.
Nice one.
No, I want to hear.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. That's what I want to hear. That's what I want to hear. This is what it's all led up to, dude. A beautiful room with a beautiful view. Scoundrel.
So you got your revenge?
Yes. It was beautiful.
Father, did it make you feel any better?
Yes.
It did.
I feel amazing.
So what comes next?
Everything. Everything comes next. So you watch your tone.
Mark von Aulitz is next.
Mark Vart. Swiping.
Von Berghoff.
Oof, Bergov.
Is that what you really want, son? No matter how many people you kill, you can't change what's happened.
Get a load of this guy.
It's what I want.
Are you sure, Henry?
Yes. I want to slay them all. And I want a nice room with a nice view. Is that too much to ask for?
What's happening? Why are you waking me up?
Yeah, what the fuck?
You again?
Yes, the Margrave is calling for
Susanna.
you, sir. You and the other gent.
You mean Zizka?
I suppose. I don't know what his name is, but he's waiting down in the courtyard. I'm just on my way to tend to his wounds.
And what about Catherine?
That's the good wife who arrived with you? Well, I don't know. I think I saw her with our captain.
Oh, very well. I'll go now.
Before you go, I brought you something for breakfast. In case you're hungry. Oh, have I been too bold?
No, definitely not. Thank you. Do you need anything else?
No, sir.
So, why are you standing here?
You haven't dismissed me, sir.
I'm not a nobleman. You don't have to stand on ceremony with me.
I do, since you're a guest of the Margrave, sir. May I leave?
Aye. That is... yes, of course.
Scram.
Thank you, sir.
Scram. Don't want to be rude, but like... I just want to look out the window, dude. Look at this. What a fucking beautiful morning. We've got the trees spawning in. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, to the left, a few more trees spawning in. Beautiful. Got a few puddles. Must have been pouring down last night. Henry was fast asleep. Okay. Oh, what do we got here? Can I take this? Lame. I'll take that. Ooh, 12 groschen, bandages. Mighty kind. And this. The Maiden's War and About Its End. Lovely. Okay. No one's allowed in my room. Fuck off.
Excuse me.
You're excused.
The angel of the Lord declared unto Mary, and she conceived of the Holy Spirit.
Prayer room.
Hail Mary. And Mary said, Behold, I am the handmaid.
Oh wait, hold on, before. I just want to take a sneak peek, dude. I can't resist. Let's check out these. Ooh, look at this. That's where the staff sleep. At least they got good views. Check that guy down there. He must have been on the night's watch here. Looks like he's about to pass out, dude. He looks fucked. There he goes, hobbling along. Oh, we got a combat arena. Definitely gonna smoke them. Oh, there's Catherine. Hey, who the fuck is she talking to, dude?
We aren't idle here. Mine train like that every day.
Admirable.
Captain Frenzel.
Keep going.
If Sigismund and his army happen to turn up, you
Boy.
Lo, the worth Henry of Skalitz. I'm just holding a discussion with the captain here about his desolate fortress.
That's not how I'd put it. In the end, as my großvater said, the strength of a castle is measured by its garrison. And mine is one of the best in the region. What do you say, lad? Am I right?
I'll absolutely annihilate everybody. Your garrison is a joke.
Wanker!
Now we'll be humble.
Aye. After
Very
I met the
impressive.
soldiers here look pretty fearsome. I wouldn't want to come up against them in battle.
What the fuck was
I get the feeling you'd run instead of facing them, though. Hey?
Leave him be,
The fuck are you talking about?
Nobody with any sense would take on my men.
Fuck this, dude. Oh, thank goodness.
No chance.
Let me
Now
at
look
him.
here. I was just being polite. I'd happily take on you men.
Ach ja?
Do you fancy yourself
Yeah.
a knight?
Come, Junge. We'll stuff your clothes with straw, so you don't come to any harm, and let you have a go against one of ours. Pulcock, come here! The first to bleed loses.
Is this who I'm fucking fighting? Bullcock.
God be with you.
Absolute fucking joke of a name.
Yeah. You want to try me.
Absolute joke of a fucking name. Come on, I'll go easy on you. Watch this. Ooh. Okay.
Watch and learn.
Watch and learn, he says. Okay then. Impressive. Not gonna lie. Boom, but you ain't fucking worthy. Go somewhere else with your stupid ass name. And get the fuck out of my face. I can jump over here, I guess.
Excellent, Henry.
It was
Thank
nothing.
you.
Good, Kama. You have my admiration. You really are good with the sword. I hope my idiots learned a thing or two from you.
You should receive some kind of reward for that feat.
I should.
And what rewards would you have in mind?
I was rearranging our saddlebags and I remembered I took a small memento from Trotsky.
Oh. What is it?
A hunting crossbow. I even think it's von Berghoff's. I was meaning to sell it, but it might serve you better.
My word.
That's mighty kind.
Thank you. I better go and find Zizka. The Margrave is expecting us.
I saw Zhishka next to the stables. There was some girl hanging around him.
Do you want to come with us to see Jobst?
Not really. I'll go and pack my things instead. I have a feeling we'll have to leave soon.
Why?
A woman's intuition.
Careful.
I do get to keep my room though, right? Otherwise I'm deleting the game, bruh.
And this
There he is.
smell. It's strange, crooked, like a letter from a fancy book.
This. I fell off the battlements at Laxenburg Castle.
Lord above! From the walls!
How are things, Captain?
What do you think? I've seen better days. And you, youngster?
Don't be a bitch. As good as ever. You should take a look at my room.
Me? Well, considering what we've been through, surprisingly good.
Just wait until you've been through as much as I have.
Nah, don't say that. You still have your strength. A real man of iron.
A damned rusty one, I'd say. But enough chat. I see Jobst has returned to the fortress.
That's why I'm here. They're expecting us. I wanted to take Catherine along too, but she said she'd rather get the horses ready.
She's doing the right thing, and you better run ahead and greet the Margrave. I'll join you shortly.
Are you expecting trouble?
I always expect trouble. Jobst has turned coats more times than I can count. And the way things are these days, I'd rather have horses standing by, even on a visit to my parents.
Should I really go and see Jobst on my own? He's a Margrave, though.
So what? You already know him better than I do. You met him in Ratai. I only know what I've heard about him.
Well, all right, but he sent for us both. How's it going to look?
A bit odd, I suppose. But you must understand, I'm doing this for our benefit. The less time I spend with a Margrave in one room, the better.
All right, then. I'll be going then.
Yeah. Let's get on with it. Scribbling away there, dude.
Henry. Where's Captain Zhishka?
He got held up.
I received a report that von Berghoff's banner is flying in the camp of my dear cousin Sigismund So I assume the negotiations at Trotsky didn't go too smoothly?
No, sir. I don't have good news for you, I'm afraid.
Well, good or bad, I'm sure you have plenty to report. So what happened with von Berghoff at Trotsky?
Berghoff had no interest in our message. By the time we finally arrived at Trotsky, he'd already long since made a deal with Sigismund. But of course, he didn't tell Sir Hans and me anything. And on top of that, he used us to do his dirty work. Everything went to hell in the end, and we ended up in a dungeon. Or at least I did. They took Lord Capon away. In fact, that's why we're here. We were following von Berghoff's trail.
So I've heard. But I'd be interested to know the details. It's been some time since our meeting in Ratai, and now you appear here by the side of a quite unexpected guest.
An unexpected guest?
Yes, of course, I've heard of Zhishka before, and of his unconventional ways of supporting our king. But I don't know where you know him from.
We met outside Trotsky, in rather complicated circumstances. We crossed swords. I can only thank God we didn't kill each other.
And who was giving Zhishka orders? Do you know?
Shall I tell him? Do we trust this guy, Jobst? He does look like a little bit of a prat. Like a little bitch. So I don't know how trustworthy he is, because they say he's switched sides countless times. I mean, you know, he's just looking to fucking... He just sounds like a little bitch, dude. Whichever side's winning, he's gonna be like, oh, please, please. I'm with you, boom. As soon as they're losing, betrays them, fuck you. You know what I mean? He's a little weasel. But fine.
I think it's some Jan Sokol of Lamberg.
I don't know if it really matters anyways.
That would make sense. He was always quite pig-headed.
Forgive me, my lord, but how is it possible you don't know? Aren't you all on the same side?
Bear in mind that my dear cousin, His Majesty King Wenceslas, has many supporters, and each of them has their own ideas about how to defend him.
That might not end well. My ma used to say when two different people do the same thing, it's not the same thing.
Your mother was clearly a wise woman. Nonetheless, I've heard you've had another proverb in Bohemia. Too many dogs means death for the hare.
Well, if the same applies to the ginger fox, I'm all for it.
Time will tell. Let's move on. I heard something about a pillory and poaching. What in God's name did you and Sir Hans get up to?
It was all Sir Hans' fault.
Things went wrong right from the beginning. We were ambushed, and we lost the letter. Lord Capon and I were lucky to get out of it alive. But no one at Trotsky believed that we were messengers.
Von Berghoff refused to aid a nobleman in need. That seems pretty low for a man of his stature.
Well, to be honest, Lord Capon didn't really look much like a nobleman. We were ambushed while bathing in a pond, and then we fled through the woods. So we really looked like a pair of beggars.
Ah, that must have been a peculiar feeling for Lord Capon.
Not only for him, sir. I may be just a bastard, but that doesn't mean I'm used to begging at castle gates dressed in rags.
Of course, but there is a difference between disgrace for a commoner and for a lord chosen by God. In any case, are you sure there's nothing else you want to tell me?
Chosen by God, eh? Istvan Toth. And I threw him out the fucking window, bruh.
Well, you should probably know that Istvan Toth was working for von Berghoff.
Who's he?
One of Sigismund's cronies.
A little bitch.
He was causing havoc around Rattay.
Ah, yes. Hanush and Radzig mentioned some such person. They even foolishly let him go.
They had to. They gave him their word.
Yes. Well, it's actually quite heartening that some people still have such naive ideas about the world.
Well, no one let him go this time. He's dead.
Very good. From what I've heard, he was a bandit and a cutthroat. There should be no dealings with his ilk.
Isn't Zhishka a bandit too, though?
Zhishka is loyal to Wenceslas. So he's no bandit or cutthroat, but a faithful servant of our king, carrying out resistance against his enemies. But let's move on. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
That's all that happened, sir.
Truly. My court messenger and bearer of tidings, both good and bad, John of Liechtenstein, has mysteriously gone silent. So every piece of information I get now is precious. By the way, you said you were in von Berghoff's dungeon, and I can imagine how they treated you there. Tell me, did you reveal anything?
Well, they asked questions, yes. But I was counting on that and prepared myself for it.
How did you prepare yourself?
I just thought something up.
Henry, what exactly did you tell them? What you might consider to be a minor detail might be something of utmost importance.
I don't know. It all happened so fast.
But you said you had time to think. So how was it then?
Well,
I've had better liars than you failed to trick me. So tell me, what came out of those loose lips of yours?
Although it wasn't me who told him, von Berghoff did get certain information.
What information?
About Liechtenstein. That he's in Kuttenberg. And what he's doing there. I'm really sorry, sir, but... well, they tortured us.
That is truly unfortunate. But you've nothing to be ashamed of. I think it's too much to expect anyone to hold their tongue under torture.
But Lord Liechtenstein, what if they killed him because of us?
John went straight into the lion's den. He knew the risks. Thank you for the news. You're free to go if you want. But I would be glad if you stayed at the fortress. As soon as it's possible, you can join a legation heading for Rattay. I'm sure you already want to go home.
What? Go home? I can't. I have to rescue Sir Hans. I made a promise I'd protect him.
A noble thought. But you mustn't worry about Lord Capon. I'm sure von Berghoff has him trapped in a gilded cage.
But I made a promise, sir.
I understand, but honestly, Lord Capon is now safer than you or I. The most sensible course now is to wait for the ransom demand.
Margrave.
Ah, Captain Zhishka. Henry and I were just discussing Lord Capon.
Yeah, the Margrave thinks he's in no danger, and we should wait for a ransom demand.
As one does.
I wanted to talk to you about something else. I suppose you're wondering why your friend Hinnick, also known as the Dried Devil, isn't here?
Oh, there's plenty of gossip going on around the fortress. You and Pisek refused to grant him asylum.
Asylum is for those in distress, Captain. Hinek came to burn and pillage. I have quite different plans.
Oh. And what might those be, Margrave? Sitting and talking while King Wenceslas rots in a dungeon. What would I expect? Not so long ago, you were conspiring with Sigismund against Prokop, your own brother.
It would be futile trying to explain to you the intricacies of the Luxembourg's dynastic politics. Let me just explain that that was what was called for in the situation. But I assure you that I am now acting in the best interests of this country and of King Wenceslas.
You're acting first and foremost in your own interests. Everyone knows that.
Strong words coming from a man who earns his bread by killing merchants on the road. No offense intended. I applaud your art. The pen is mightier than the sword, but there are times when it's vice versa. Enter!
All ready to leave now, sir?
Good. It's high time. I expect the captain was about to leave anyway. Are you not?
With pleasure.
And you, Henry?
Me? Well, sir, I made a promise.
I understand. I won't attempt to keep you here by force. But bear in mind, I have concluded a very fragile truce with Sigismund, which gives us time to get ready. And if anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence, there will be consequences. Grave consequences. I consider this matter closed. Farewell and good luck.
I get the feeling Yopes didn't make a great impression on you. Are we leaving?
Yeah. And Henry's going with us.
Wait, you'll help me find Capon?
Sure. But we'll need people for that. And information. Catherine, I've got a job for you.
Yes?
Go to Kuttenberg. Find out what happened to Liechtenstein. If anyone knows what's going on in this godforsaken country, it'll be him. In the meantime, we'll go and find Dry Devil and his band.
Good luck. I'd go all the way to Rome to spy if it kept me away from the devil.
Let's go.